Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about the tweets from Actman with jaystation and Tommy EC, and how most of it's just plain BS. It kind of just started with like this video showing um J jaystation insulting Actman's mom and calling her a stupid bitch. Which then the Axeman retweeted the video saying jaystation just uploaded a video calling my mom at 3 a.m. This is real. LAMO. Left my ass off, which means that, yeah, you can tell it's not actual. But he did later on point out with Tommy C re uploading it that jaystation channel was terminated. And that under community guidelines that it does state that if you re-upload a terminated video from a terminated channel, that the same consequence can happen to you as well. And later on, he tweets clarification. It's obviously fake. He didn't call my mom actually, but all that it ended up leading to some live stream where Tommy C talks about Backman and all the stuff going on, stating that it's just literal BS, and anyone who sides with Ackman is acting like a child for wanting YouTube to be a more free community, less liberal. And with that, the mischief was on there, and during that stream, he just kind of kept getting interrupted, and just Tony wouldn't listen to him at all, or let him even speak pretty much, but very little, or would yell. No, this doesn't change anything at all, and I think that kind of just points out like kind of flaws with everyone going, oh, it was the action's fault that jaystation got terminated, demonetized, removed from the platform, but that was just because of the video of him joking about doxing Ackman's mom after it really happened. And not only that, most of the Ackman's family got doxed in that process. I don't really see that as like a joking matter. To like, I personally believe that the internet should stay with the internet, but so far that does not seem like it's the case at all anymore. And it does relate to a certain war that's going on somewhat with the internet and corruptions within countries and states all around the world, and even islands. That's a different topic, pretty much. It still has some correlation with this. But I still just think it's interesting that with all this going on, mischief is either not talked about or is silenced with it. And I think it's bullshit that Quantum TV got away with what he did, and a lot of what Tommy C talked about was that he got away with it just because he's black. Like, he can say what he wants just because of the color of his skin. Like, it doesn't matter if it's homophobic or anything like that. And, like, that the woke community owns YouTube, so that means anything that Ahmed does or says or anybody else can't do anything about it. That pretty much anything any crew does just will be invalid because YouTube is part of the woke culture, and for that reason, Quantum TV can get away with what he's doing. Even though, if we're being honest here, either way, it's like bad publicity for like advertisers. Like, all this is gonna cause chaos for that, which I think is kind of interesting in that regard. that either side YouTube takes, it's not really gonna end too well at this point in time, given that YouTube's letting Quantum TV get away with behaving like a total ass for a long period of time, and anyone that even talks about like it at all either gets shadow banned or just terminated or copyright struck. And there's people talking going that oh Ackman wants to cancel Tommy C now, but yeah, it wasn't really Ackman who canceled jaystation to begin with. That was for the most part just on YouTube's part. And I don't think what Ackman so did helped with that situation, but it just kind of like all this really just happened because of like the doxing threats made it like much worse with later on, and also YouTube just signed with a hate speech advocate. Not only that, but lies about what they're doing with Quantum TV's channel. He said that he's a tech channel that helps with TV calibration. That channel doesn't do that, and not only that, it doesn't. Besides not doing that, it sells you shittier calibrations. I usually just calibrate my own TV, but so that's bullshit. Well, some people who don't know how to calibrate their TV can't do that. So if they have to calibrate their, if they then you like, rely on someone to calibrate for them. Also, that's why I don't believe that it's actually true that other people stated that the that quantum TV himself said that he's like the other people are saying that he's the number one brand in honesty. That's bullshit. The calibration looks fucking terrible from what I've seen. Like, it looks like somebody just fucking put the saturation all the way up. Amazing calibration, just turn everything as fucking hot as you can with the brightness. Instead of like balancing all the fucking settings. Either way, like this Quantum TV, like he also like started false copyright claiming like a bunch of different channels. But I just think it's interesting like channels are like defending Tommy C and other creators that have like sided against Ackman. But like most times you pay attention, it's just some liberal bullshit of politics and how, oh well the guy's black so he can do what he wants. But he has been terminated, so he's banned invading, using multiple channels, and also trying to get rid of any video he can to hide that fact, any evidence against him. And the Ackman's like tweets earlier about talking about how oh I should go dox some YouTube employees. Those were being satirical and blatantly too. It wasn't like one of Leafy's tweets where he was just being like nearly you can't even tell if Leafy was being satirical or just being a total prick. But something that's blatantly obvious, like how he states it, he also ends it in saying that that's now allowed on YouTube, mentioning the fact that on TV got away with doxing his mother and his other family members too. Apparently, his whole family's in a quarry because of all this chaos on YouTube, which is why jaystation got terminated, was because of all this crap. In a sense, video like supports doxing, and YouTube still is not actually doing anything about Quantum TV. Actually, Quantum TV's been celebrating this. It's like some channels that say, "Oh, I don't like the Ackman, but I also don't like Quantum TV." But those channels usually are just trying to. I'm sort of just trying to get clicks or some shit like that. Like they, I'm sure those channels know which ones I'm talking about. Bums, like stating that you side with you're against Quantum TV, but you don't side with the Ackman doesn't help you anyhow. Like, what? There's like plenty of people who do that, like with not jaystation, but Tommy C. Well, actually, both of them I think did that. Yeah, Tommy C was mentioning just how They're just talking mostly just about like how the color of skin just allows one to get away with anything, and stating that the X-Men brought this upon himself, while saying that no, he doesn't side with Quantum TV at all, even though in a sense he's defending him by saying, oh well, YouTube's woke, so that means, well, it doesn't prove that YouTube's woke because of the fact that they're allowing someone who is homophobic and also in general just an asshole adver- shows false advertising and also like advertises to kids and shit like that. Pretty much breaks every single community guideline and uses four channels to be able to get away with it. And also they shout ban like pretty much any channel that speaks out against YouTube or whatever. It is kind of worrying. That means pretty much my channel's not even gonna actually show up anymore. Yeah, I just dislike seeing these videos going, Tommy C did a great explanation of that, but pretty much all he did was pester Mischief the whole time, going, oh, you're 15, your opinion doesn't matter because you're 15. You're 15 on a YouTube channel. That's just bullshit. Age should not have anything to do with any of this. It all really started was Climb TV copyright striking Mischief, and Ackman noticed things like that, and his video got striked with the Eldering video. But pretty much doxing, copyright striking, copyright strike claims, and things like that can't affect him just because of his skin color. But also knowing that he is racist to pretty much everyone in a sense. Some of the things he said. Ackman's like, Ackman showed it in his video. I found a re-upload of it. But if you make it content, you're definitely gonna just become completely shadow banned, or I might actually get doxxed for making this video, and I wouldn't be surprised. It's like pretty much the entire family of that man got doxxed. I wonder if like Mischief got doxxed at all or anything like that. Probably. Yeah. The internet should stay where the internet's at, not in real life. But by now, from all the wars and bullshit, it's now all tied together now, both the internet and real life. Yeah, JC, Tommy C's video talking with Mischief. It pissed me off that he just didn't even really let Mischief talk or speak at all. You interrupt him screaming things like, that doesn't change anything, that doesn't change anything, and letting him speak for just a second to state, oh well, I guess you made a point there, and then trying to devalify the point, or devalue any point they made it to begin with, like, at all, if he made any point whatsoever. And that kind of just pisses me off. That's bullshit. And hell, this country has fought for freedom, and it wasn't a like, even democracy is supposed to technically be freedom, but it's we were built on a republic anyhow to begin with. So it being a liberal website, that's not what the founding fathers wanted, or like George Washington, any of them. You know, with like the amendments and all that. Only that all this goes against First Amendment, right? And I'm pretty sure the 12th and 13th Amendment. I could just be really tired from not sleeping for 5 days. Because I actually have a job. But that probably doesn't count. Having a real job. And another thing like I've noticed about these like anti-Ackman and Mischief videos, because technically Ackman and Mischief are now connected at this point in time, is they would usually just try to make like the excuse that demonetization doesn't even affect smaller channels, but it does. Getting shadow banned does too, but getting demonetized it completely ruins your ability to get views. I know this is because of a Watch Dogs 2 video I uploaded, and because of it, the music ain't got a few false copyright claims in it, and a bunch of copyright claims, even though I pretty much turned off all the music except for what I thought was copyright free, which I didn't get any issues with Twitch. Twitch never actually gave me any copyright claims even with the songs that I ended up playing in Watch Dogs 2. I muted like any radio music to where it was just whatever music the game played to begin with, like cutscenes, but from all the copyright claims alone, I lost a bunch of views where that video is not even getting traction at all now. It's just stuck. And, that's what I kind of think is interesting. They're just like, oh no, demonetization doesn't affect me. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get. I'm pretty sure at this point in time I already am shadow banned to begin with. So I don't know. I think I'll in the video here. I'll put the other video on screen.